Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Destiny John Emela, and you're welcome to a very special episode of the Light and Wisdom Podcast. It is my pleasure to have you join us today. Do leave a like, subscribe, and follow on whatever platform this podcast is getting to you. Let's dive right into it. All right, so today we will be dealing with a very special topic, right? Maximizing time for more productivity. Maximizing time for more productivity. Now, I know you've landed here because obviously you've realized that time is quite important and there's a reason for you to maximize it, meaning that that time is quite important and there's some things you need to tweak or you need to adjust to make sure that your time maximally used. All right, now let's begin, shall we? What is time? Now, time is an inevitable progression into the future with the passing of with the passing of present and past events. I come again. Time is the inevitable progression into the future with the passing of present and past events. In simple words, time is something that doesn't wait for anybody. Time is I won't call it a commodity, but time is something that when you have it, you have it. For now, it's not something that you're going to keep and wait in store for you. In simple words, again, time is not something you can cage. Time is not something you can store. Time is not something you can save for later. Time is inevitable. It is constant progress. It is moving, and as it's moving, it's leaving the present things, the past things, it's leaving them all in the past. You can't have back your day. Okay, you can't be in 2022 or 2023 like we are now and expect to go back to 2022 to get something done. No, 2022, as much as it was good or fun for you, all that it has left you with is memories. Why? That time has passed. So that is what time is. Now, also, two very important features of time, like I just mentioned. Time is transient. Time is transient. What does that mean? Time, like I just said earlier, time doesn't wait for anybody. Time is constantly changing. Time is evolving, is moving, it's in motion, it's transient, it moves. You can't save a particular time and say, let me save this moment in time. At best, you take a picture. At best, you take a video. But you can't save that moment, like automatically store it and go back to that moment to relive that moment. It doesn't work that way. Also, time is inevitable. I don't care who you are, I don't know how old you are, but you can't have control over time. You can't stop the clock. Time is inevitable. Time is something that everyone is subjected to. Time is something that everyone is being operating under the laws of time. Yes, let me put it that way. Everyone operates under the law of time. Time is not something that you have alone solely for you. Now, quickly, let's just dive right into it. What are the steps to maximizing your time? What are the steps to maximizing your time? First one, discover who you are and what you should be doing with your time. It sounds quite simple enough, but not that simple. You want to maximize your time, you want to make good use of your time, right? Because when we say maximizing your time, we're talking about making good use of your time, making your time be more productive, managing your time, okay, to what? Because you can't store it, you can't keep it, rather you can manage it, you can work it to make sure that you what make it what maximize it to get the full out of it. Now you see, everyone on earth is credited or gifted with 24 hours, with just 24 hours. Now, what you do with your 24 hours equals how productive your day is. What you've done with your 24 hours is what makes your day either productive or not productive. What you've done with your 24 hours is what guarantees that future that you want to do. So, apparently, you are wasting time if you're not making good use of your 24 hours. So, maximizing time, right? Number one, discover who you are and what you are meant to be doing with your time. What has God created you for? What is that task that you have at hand? What is what is that thing that God has placed in you? What should you be doing, right? You say, what are you meant to be doing? What were you created for? What job, what task do you have at hand that you're supposed to be making good use of your time with right now? Now, when you answer these questions, right, what they will help you do is they will help you understand what you should be doing with your time. Now, there's a very popular quote that says that if the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. That's simply that. That is simply that. Now, let me quickly explain that. If the purpose of your day is not known, you waste it doing something else. If I give you, or let's say I give a baby, right? I hand a $100 bill to a baby. He may say baby of say 3 months old, he or she doesn't even know what to do with it. So if I should hand that baby a $100 bill, what's going to happen? Either it's going to go to the mouth, chew, tear, rumble. Why? He doesn't know the value of that is, of what that bill is, or what that bill can do. Now that's why we say that if the value of a thing is not known, the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know what you are meant to be doing with your time, you don't know what you should be doing right now, you don't know what your life should be about, that's the first step. Knowing what you're supposed to be doing is the first step to making good use of your time. Now, to this, right, this first step, I'm thinking about it, right, but I've not finalized it. I'm planning to do a series on self-discovery, discovering what God's purpose for you is, what you should be doing with your time, how to discover what God has called you for, how to discover what God has created you for, how to get into that place of destiny, that place of purpose. Now, if it is something that you've been interested in, please leave a like and comment below. Just tell me, Mr. Destiny, yes, I love this. Destiny, I would love to see, I would love to get this, I would love to get this resource, I would love to listen to this podcast, I would love to listen to this topic. Okay? So now let's move on. Step number 2. Diagnose where you are currently. Diagnose where you are currently. Alright, so you know where you want to go. Let's assume the first step, you've done that. You know where you want to go. You know what you want to be doing with your time. You know where you want to be going with your life. But where are you now? I want to leave Nigeria. I want to go to UK, to London, right? I want to leave Nigeria. I want to go to London. I know where I want to be. I want to be in London. But where am I? How do I start my journey without knowing where I am? Okay? Knowing where you want to go, where you should be, first step. Next step, where are you now? Where are you now? What do you have? What do you need? What do you have? What do you have to do? Or what do you have in your hand that can take you to where you are going to? What do you need? What do you need to do? What do you need to put in place? What are those things? What are those steps? We'll get there shortly. You need to be brutally honest with yourself. Yes. You need to be brutally honest with yourself. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you don't actually do a very good self-awareness check, you may still end up wasting time. Yes, when in the course of life, in the course of destiny, if you are pampering yourself, you are trying to save your own feelings, you may not get to where you are meant to be. So my advice to you is be brutally honest with self-discovery. Be brutally honest in your self-awareness journey. Be brutally honest in that thing that you want to do to find out who you are meant to be. Why? Because that will help you get your appropriate and the right decisions to make. Now, step number 3. How do you go to where you are meant to be? Okay, I made an analogy earlier. I want to go to the UK. I am in Nigeria. How do I go there? What do I do? How do I make that step? How do I transit from where I am to where I'm meant to be? I've checked myself. Okay, I'm meant to be a world leader. I'm meant to be a top leader. But where am I right now? What do I need to put in place? Now, I'll give you this as I was preparing for this podcast, this episode, the Holy Spirit laid it upon my heart, and I think I should share it with you. He said, where you are now and where you are meant to be is a distance that is bridged, okay, by revelation, knowledge, and appropriate application of wisdom. I come again. Where you are now and where you are meant to be is a distance that is bridged by revelation, knowledge, and the appropriate application of God's wisdom. Someone should write that down. You should write that down. Now, what I think you should do, seek God's help. Yes, you've done your purpose discovery journey. You know what God has called you to be. You know where you are meant to be, and you know where you are right now. Next step, ask God, how do I move from here to where I'm going to? How do I move from being a student, a high school graduate, to being a university graduate? How do I move from being just a teacher to being a world leader? How do I move from being You name it. Fit yourself in that purpose. Fit yourself in that blank space. How do I move from point A to point B in your God-ordained task? For me, that's a question you should ask God in prayer. Number 2, gather information and research and knowledge. Gather information. Okay, I want to be a doctor. Yes, good. I want to be a doctor. For instance, I want to be a doctor. Right now, I'm a high school graduate. I have my SSC, I have my IGCSE, or I have my diploma. Now, if I want to be a doctor, what do I do? Young man, young lady, don't be lazy. Read, research, gather information, gather knowledge. Okay, if I want to be a doctor, doctors go to school for so amount of years. They study this and this, and at the end of the day, they go for residency, they go for training, they go for housemanship, whatever it is. That is what you should. So gather knowledge. Remember, we're dealing with how to go from where you are to where you are meant to be. Gather knowledge. It is very, very, very essential. You need to gather knowledge to get to where you are meant to be. Then what else? Plan. Yes, you can't plan. Okay, yes, there's a quote that says that when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Now let me read something quickly to you from the book of Luke chapter 14 verse 28. Luke 14:28, and it says, "But don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first getting estimates and then checking to see if there is enough money to pay the bills?" That's Luke 14 verse 28 on the NIV version. You want to be a doctor, right? Now, in simple terms, let's just leave the doctor aspect of it. In simple terms, what we mean here is what? Planning. You can't do without planning. You can't do without planning. You have to count the cost. You have to sit down and estimate. You have to sit down, okay, if I want to get to position B, for example, using my, I want to go to the UK, right? I'm in Nigeria currently. I've gathered my information. I know that to go to the UK, I need to obtain my visa. I need to, different kinds of visa. I need to obtain my visa. I need to book my flight. I need to arrive at the airport. I've made my information, right? Now, knowing that from that piece of information, I need to plan. Obviously, I'm not going to walk up into the airport and say, "Visa, give me now." No, I have to pay for it, right? Then when I get to the UK, I'm not going to land at the airport and say, "House, come." So planning, I have to sit down and count this cost as well. Now, all right. In a very good note, I have a free gift for you. Actually, I may not have mentioned it earlier in the beginning of this video, but yes, here it is. It's a free gift to help you out in this area, right? I've noticed, I've talked with many young people. One thing I've noticed is that sometimes we are at a loss. We don't know how to actualize this. Many of us, discovering where we are meant to be is not a problem. For some people, knowing where we are is not a problem for most people. The major problem is, how do I go from where I am to where I'm meant to be? That's a problem I've seen in the life of many young people, and by God's grace, I am deciding to give out a free clarity session. Now, a clarity session is where we're going to talk one-on-one, you and me. We're going to sit down and diagnose those issues in your life and those challenges you are facing and those obstacles you are facing, and by God's grace you'll be able to navigate through them and arrive at a solution to those problems. Now, what it entails or how to qualify for this is simple. It's free. You're not paying anything for it. It's at no extra cost to you. All you have to do is just send me a DM on either my TikTok page or my Facebook page, my TikTok page or Facebook page, and it's simple. You find Light and Wisdom on both platforms. Anyhow you want to go through it, just type in at the law P, right? At THELAWP, no space, one word, THELAWP. That's all on both platforms. So send me a DM and we'll walk from there into going to where God has ordained us to be. Okay. Now, hurry now. Book your place now, because it's going to be on the first place, first come serve. And also the links to this will be left in the description, right? Beautiful. Now, finally, on the steps. We started by discovering what God has called us for, or what we are meant to be doing. We went to discovering where we are currently, and we also now went to step 3, which was how to move from where we are to where we're going, and finally take action steps. Listen, You can plan, you can strategize, you can tweak, you can have it all in your head, but if you don't take steps, you won't actually make progress. Now, personally, I had a little issue with this recently. I've been planning, I've been thinking, I've been proposing, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this and this and that. But it occurred to me recently that if you don't actually take action steps, you've not done anything. It's all left in the dream version. It's all left in that thinking place. It's all left in that place of wish. It is no longer, and it's not something concrete. Yeah. So take action steps. Let me take action steps. What do I mean? Create goals. You've made a plan, right? You've thought about how you're to do what you're supposed to do. You've made your plans. What next? Create action steps. Create a goal. Okay, I want to make a video for my podcast. Okay, I've gotten the idea. I've gotten the script. That's a goal, right? Okay, I'm going to record tomorrow. That's a goal. Okay, let's back up a little bit. God has it in my heart to make a video on so and so topic. Right, what do I do? Okay, let me sit down, organize my thoughts. Go 1. Go 2, fix out the script. Go 3, record. Now, if I don't take these steps, right, I don't create these goals to meet, I will end up not being effective with my time. I will end up not being productive with my time. If I just say, okay, I'm going to create this video and leave it at that point, I will end up just doing nothing. Meet those goals. Very importantly, yes, very importantly, it's one thing to create goals. It's another thing to meet those goals. When I say meet those goals, what do I mean? You've created them, meet them, achieve them. Don't leave it at the realm of I've created such and such goals and that is it. Meet those goals. Do all you can to meet those goals that you have created. Don't be lazy. Don't give in to procrastination. Meet those goals. Very, very important. And what else? Evaluate progress. I made a goal. I've made a goal, right? I have met my goal. But have I made progress? Am I a step closer to where I want to be? Now, in my journey of going from where I am to where I'm meant to be, this goal I have met, does it add up? What should I do next? Now that brings the circle kicking and coming back over again. And there you have it, my friends. How to stop wasting time and maximizing your time for more. To make your time more productive. I hope with these few points you'll be able to, if you are able to concretize this, put them all in your working space, you'll see that with little more effort, you stop wasting time and your time will be more meaningful. Once again, thank you for joining on this special episode of Light and Wisdom Podcast. It is Destiny John, the mayor. Love you. Leave a like, subscribe, comment on whatever platform you're hearing this from, and please do share. If you have found value with this video you've heard, or this audio, you've heard something that you've actually liked to, you think was worth it, you think it makes sense, please, why not share to somebody? Let somebody else hear this from you. Thank you. God bless. See you on the next episode.